October 23rd, 2018, Hunter Biden had a gun in his truck. Hallie Biden threw out the gun into the trash behind a grocery store that was technically across the street from a school, within blocks or within a block, depending on how you measure it, of a school. This puts it into a really bad status for Hallie. The excuse given, according to many sources, is she was trying to protect Hunter from himself or whatever. Now, Hunter Biden is a gigantic train wreck. Let's get over it. That's the truth. Did Hallie break a law? Was the gun loaded? Was it unloaded? Was it dismantled? We're not given a lot of details here. Supposed details are supposed to be from various sources that, depending on where you're looking, will be a politically motivated webpage that plays up certain parts of some leaked information and goes out of their way not to provide you proof that they're not lying. The gun store owner, because the first thing that happens with a serial number is you track it back to as many layers deep of people who transferred the gun and made note of it or record of it. Some states do or do not require you to keep track of it continually. Sort of like if your car was stolen and was used to kill somebody, you get blamed because they found the car, no cameras, you're the only person it could be in, and you just recently got into an accident while skiing, they assume it was you. So do you want gun registration, de facto gun registration? Did you know that mostly the political party, Republican Party, has made sure it's a paper trail, literally, not something that can be fast-checked to keep you from being bothered? Do you want it tracked? Okay, discuss that in the comments below. The store owner, where he bought the gun, Ron Palmieri, turned over the gun sale paperwork to the ATF. He refused to supply the paperwork to what he claimed at the time were two Secret Service agents or people who simply cosplayed as being men in black, who could have been reporters. It could have been anywhere from Antifa or BLM asshats trying to do a cover-up to Project Veritas doing their usual thing of always lying and showing up claiming to be Secret Service agents. Impersonating a Secret Service agent is, as long as you don't say you're Secret Service, it isn't necessarily impersonating. Anyway, he suspected them of doing a cover-up when they asked for the paperwork. Now, again, like another shop owner, is there a record of this? Is there video and audio recording? Did he take out a cell phone and record it? Did he have secret cameras in his place because he's running a gun shop like every gun shop owner should do? Oh no, I believe in freedom and American way and didn't record any proof. Or I don't know. The Secret Service claimed they had no record of it at the time and maybe still do. Joe Biden wasn't under protection at the time. Secret Service showing up like this or doing anything nefarious is the reason that's why we have the Men in Black meme. Because that's actually the origin story for the Men in Black, is the U.S. Secret Service during the era of JFK. One of the questions on the form that's filled out when you get a gun like that in that area would have been the ATF form that says, are you an unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic, or any other controlled substance? Now, that includes, if you're not aware of it, you may not know this, you have to say yes if you're doing prescription medicine, because it's a controlled substance. Some of them are considered legally controlled substances. A lot of you may have filled it out, well, it's a prescription, I don't have to say yes to it. Yes, you do. But it says, are you an unlawful user? Can you be a lawful user of marijuana in the United States? Yes, in the state of Oregon you are. Marijuana is a lawful consumable item. But the ATF says you've lied. Depressants, stimulants, or narcotics, or any controlled substance. Medication from the hospital is also a controlled substance. Are you unlawfully using it? Are you means currently, at this moment, or recently. What's the time range? It should say, have you ever consumed any controlled substance? Yes or no. You have to answer that truthfully. That can include prescription medication. It's a controlled substance. Have you consumed or have you been a user of any of these substances unlawfully? Ever? Are you currently using a controlled substance of any kind? Whether you can legally do it or not, are you impaired because you're taking medication because you just got out of the hospital for a hip injury? Are you buying a gun while you may be medicated? I don't want those questions. Well, then Hunter doesn't have to answer this correctly because it says, are you? Which means currently, as at this moment, are you snorting cocaine? But anyway, Hunter Biden paid over $1 million in back taxes to the IRS with the assistance of the FBI getting into his shit. There's a claim that certain texts confirm that the gun was actually being interfered, the gun investigation was being interfered with by the Secret Service. Secret Service is actually quite notorious for doing that shit. Did the gun owner break a rule, or was he lying about this? This could have actually not happened because the people claiming to confirm that this happened are notorious for not telling all the truth. They don't give citations or evidence, so I can't really trust them. But, okay, let's say this absolutely happened. The gun shop owner gets some guys dressed up like men in black, because that's their uniform, showing up saying, hey, we're with the Secret Service, and apparently he didn't get a business card or get video recording, or maybe they confiscated it. It's their job to be creepy fuckers you wouldn't want to cooperate with. Now, his only rules is he has to follow the ATF's ruling. So he can just call them on the phone. Hi, yeah, ATF, yeah, I got a couple of creeps here demanding paperwork about Hunter Biden. No, I'm not kidding. Yeah, crazy. Send an ATF agent here now. I'm not going to comply with them because they can't really prove to me they're real Secret Service agents. Someone made a claim on my channel, and it's a channel that uploads videos that are propaganda videos without merit, that the FBI is covering for Hunter Biden by not confirming ever that the laptop data that's being presented to the public really came from his laptops. So that person's admitting I'm right about the fact that politicians in Congress who are not under oath to tell the truth lied about saying the FBI confirmed that this was Hunter Biden's laptops. It wasn't. This is political hay baling or manure spreading, depending on how you look at it. I call it hay baling because it sounds like fun. Yeah! Did the gun store owner do anything wrong? No, Ron Palmieri did exactly what you're supposed to do. Thank you. No matter what he's claiming, whether he's politically motivated or not, you contact the ATF because they're the ones who issue the paperwork and throw you in prison. The local police and everything like that might throw you in jail for a little while and might fuck with you, and you might get a fine, but you're not going to go to fucking federal prison over anything. You contact the ATF because they're the regulatory agency. The state and federal government, fuck them. It's the ATF. The ATF isn't the federal government. Were the Secret Service agents cosplaying? Could they have been impersonating him? Is it illegal to impersonate a Secret Service agent by dressing up like a Men in Black and bullshitting? Depending on what you're doing and where, if you're at a gun shop, probably. Could it have been Project Veritas sending in fake agents to try to collect the data? Could it have been BLM, Antifa, whatever bullshit you conservatives jerk off to at night when you think about this stuff? No, really, you guys need to stop fixating on Hunter Biden. He's not that sexy. Could it have been any of those groups? Yeah, anybody could have done this. Anybody can fake being, if somebody's impersonating. Could it have been Secret Service? Sure. Can I find any evidence of the FBI trying to protect Hunter Biden? He's not the president. I get people claiming the FBI confirmed this drive. The drives was originally one drive, then it was 3 hard drives, then it was 3 laptops and drives. Story kept changing. I can't find anywhere the FBI confirmed this. So when I find out that all of you were lied to by the conservatives, they say, well, they wouldn't do it because they know he's guilty, so them not confirming it confirms it. Okay, you've just admitted that the conservatives lied about the the FBI confirming that that was the laptop belonging to this guy. Next, the guy named Mac, who ran a shop called the Mac Shop. Really, I'm sorry, he should have kept the company going with that name. I'm sorry it went out of business. I really am. Mac users are notorious for doing what they refer to as the Apple Corporation defrag. How do you defrag a Mac? You tell the Macintosh itself to do a perfect image to another hard drive, then you erase the original drive and image it back over. It always defrags it when you copy it if you tell it to copy the drive. as evidenced by the lack of the ability to confirm this really came from Hunter Biden's computer. Because, yeah, if you're not aware, that newspaper you keep quoting that said they confirmed it was Hunter Biden's laptop said exactly the opposite. You're reading conservative bullshit saying otherwise. No, you are. Just shut up. They always, if you read the fucking article, it says, this newspaper confirmed the Hunter Biden laptop. And then when you read it, they said they didn't. They couldn't confirm it because they couldn't confirm it. They said so. It's doublespeak saying the opposite. Nobody's confirmed this was Hunter Biden's data. So stop acting like it. Is it likely? At this point, I'm starting to think it probably is. I'm not shitting you. I think it is. But the shop owner did not do there's a company called Verbatim, but a verbatim copy of the drive. He did not do a forensic copy of the drive. It was water damage. He was able to copy the files. If you can copy the files off of a drive, that means you can copy all of them and make up a report. Was it a full copy, all of it? Did you skip the blank data? Did you skip the erased information? Or did you image it? He has never answered these questions fully. He's never answered them in a way that anybody would put into a text statement that he couldn't change a story on. He's changed the story about whether it was a certain number of laptops or drives. He's also lied about whether or not he confirmed it was Hunter Biden. At one point, he said he wasn't there that day, so he doesn't even know it was Hunter Biden. It's somebody who might have even put in the name, or maybe it wasn't even somebody putting down that name. And again, all of this evidence, quote-unquote, has been dumped through Steve Bannon and Giuliani and another new huckster that showed up that worked with Bannon and everybody else. All of them are lying because I've caught them lying myself. They keep saying things they're not willing to confirm later. Even the shop owner hasn't released all the data, and he hasn't explained the basics. I'll cover in a minute. But anyway, back to the Apple Macintosh defrag. What all of the Mac users did is they would have a backup drive over here that they would just copy data over with a fully live system so they could image it back over. Even today, they do that. A full backup. Just do a full backup. It's actually faster to verbatim copy it, which means you get a drive that's the same size or larger, and you make this one bootable, and you tell it to then image the drive as a drive image. That's a modern method, which means it technically runs it in a virtual machine and puts it in read-only mode, and then does the temporary activities in RAM or maybe to an extra part of the hard drive. But you can make an isolated system here that's frozen, deep freezed. They have all sorts of names along the lines of deep freezed or the Iceman or something like that. But that's what you do. It makes a perfect copy of it, warts and all. It includes all of the information that's been erased without doing a defrag to it. These are literally click-off settings if you're a technician. So the claim here is either A, Mac Isaac, or whatever his name is, that ran the computer shop. If it isn't Scottish, it's crap. He ran a computer shop, but didn't know how to do the basics of backing up a computer or imaging it. Or doing data recovery. Data recovery on a Mac, if you can image the data over it and it says all the data read clean, you can do data recovery from the image. You don't have to do it from the raw drive. In fact, you never do. You only do it from the raw drive if it's burping and farting and won't copy, which means you're not going to copy that much data, especially off of 3 hard drives. So it's either A, he got a verbatim copy that he could have done and didn't do it, or he wasn't able to do a verbatim copy and it shouldn't be this big. He's never answered any of these questions. And yes, I'm one of the people accused of harassing him because I asked him, tell us how you did this. This isn't complicated. No data. Lack of information. I'm not supposed to assume this is bullshit? Why are you assuming it isn't bullshit? But I have to believe at this point it probably is Hunter Biden's data. Some of it. A couple of things were confirmed. So what do we go from here? Number one, the gun incident isn't Hunter Biden. It isn't. It's this other person, Hallie. Did they retrieve the gun? Eventually. I guess. That's even being glossed over by the political pages. Did the gun owner do anything wrong? No. Did the gun owner lie about the men in black? Probably not, but maybe. Could it have been fake men in black? Yeah. But it has nothing to do with Joe Biden, so why was that brought up at the time? Well, that was October 2018. They couldn't use that as a October surprise. That's why it was swept under the rug. Swept under the rug by the Republicans who didn't think it would be useful at the time. And again, the computer shop owner. And again, the claim is the FBI is covering for him when originally that would mean that You're acknowledging the FBI and the newspaper never confirmed this was Hunter's. And even the guy who did the imaging of the drive hasn't confirmed it because he hasn't explained it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck.